Today I'm doing another update on Iran. I'm calling this update on Iran number 7. And you may like to go back and re-listen to update number 6 to remind yourself how the Iranian-Russian aggression is developing. Remember that God is not against the Iranian people, he's against the Iranian leadership because it wants to wipe Israel off the map. And it's been formulating a nuclear bomb, putting it together and getting the uranium-235 ready, saying, no, we're just going to use this for electricity production. It's been alive for a long time. Now, we're going to look at two specific prophecies which we need to know, which were written by Jeremiah and Ezekiel, specifically against Iran. Now, these are longish prophecies. I'm not able to read all the text because it's just a short 7-minute video. But if you look at Jeremiah 49, verses 34 to 39, it's a prophecy against Elam, E-L-A-M. Now, my Amplified Bible footnote tells me that Elam is a province or a state of modern Iran, bearing the name of Khuzistan. And Khuzistan has within its area a huge nuclear power station at Bushehr, B-U-S-H-E-H-R, I'm not sure I'm saying that right. That big nuclear facility was built using Russian technology in 2011. Now, this is probably where Iran is going to get bombed because Israel will not stand by and wait until the bomb is ready, the delivery system is on the launch pad. It won't wait that long. It will preempt the situation and bomb Iran. I've been saying this in these updates for quite some time. Now, how's it going to end? Well, in the prophecy, God says, if you read that prophecy against Elam, God says he will break the bow. A bow is a launcher system. He will scatter the people into every nation of the earth. He will humiliate the leaders and bring nuclear disaster to the region. And probably the area will be too contaminated to be habitable. Now, the underground church in Iran is going to use this. Then, they're going to go to every nation. They're there as Christians, zealous Christians, and they want to spread the gospel to the whole world. So this is the Iranian attitude that the people want to go into all the nations. And when this whole thing, whole scenario plays out, they'll probably have the opportunity because their area will be too contaminated to live in anymore. Okay, so that's the first prophecy in Jeremiah 49. The other prophecy, of course, is from Ezekiel chapters 38 and 39. I've made reference to this several times. If you go back and remember from Iran update number 6, Rosh is Russia, Persia is Iran, Put is Libya, Meshech and Tubal are Turkey, and Aram is Syria. And Gog is most likely, it seems to be playing out, to be Putin. Now, in Ezekiel 38 and verse 8, we find that Israel has been gathered back out of many nations. Now, when they were put in captivity in Babylon, the only nation they went to was Babylon. They came back from Babylon. Here, when they were attacked in AD 70 by the Romans, who destroyed Jerusalem, they've come back from many parts of the world, out of all the nations. So Ezekiel 38:8 has put that scenario in place. In 1948, the Jews returned and re-established the modern state of Israel. They are in their own land, dwelling safely. But in this evil alliance of all the countries I mentioned a minute ago, they will come down. Ezekiel 38 verses 11 and 12. They will come down with spoil. They want to spoil the land. In other words, to take the riches from the land. What are the riches? Well, the riches are that under the Mediterranean, Israel has tons of natural gas, trillions of tons of natural gas, which he can sell to the EU. Now, Russia has been boycotted, or is being boycotted, to sell its gas and oil to the EU. And so Russia hates the idea that Israel is going to supply its enemies. because Russia has weaponized the supply of gas to the EU and to the West, and Israel threatens to break that stranglehold. Now, once Israel bombs Elam or bombs Iran, which it will do to preempt Iran's delivery of a nuclear warhead on Tel Aviv, this will trigger these two prophecies. Israel is ready. It's done a month-long Operation Chariots of Fire. It's budgeted $5 billion to prepare itself for the attack, for bombing Iran and taking out its capability of sending a nuclear bomb. But there's going to be repercussions, and Putin has gone on record as promising a furious response if any such attack is made on Iran, because Iran is its ally. Now, how's it going to finish? I always like to read the end of the story, see how this is going to work out. Because if you read Ezekiel 38, verses 18 to 23, this is what God says. He will supernaturally intervene in this war. How? By torrents of rain, great hailstones, fire and sulfur. That's Ezekiel 38 verse 22, the Amplified Bible. And then in verse 23, the last verse of Ezekiel 38, he says, "Thus will I demonstrate my greatness, my holiness, and I will be recognized and known in the eyes of many nations. Yes, they shall know that I am the sovereign ruler." So that's Ezekiel 38 verse 23. Aren't we blessed to be able to know these things in advance and not to be swayed by the panic and the fear that you can see in the media? We know how this is going to work out. God is going to win these wars. Amen. It's all prophesied and it's going to happen. Amen.